Mary, please stand. Obey your bishop for one last time. Dare to have an episcopacy that will not devote its energy to preserving what is or has been, but will be committed to encouraging transformation. I don't want you to doubt for a second that it is God's will for you to be a bishop. The church, the bishops and standing committee have spoken, but more important, the clergy and the people of El Camino Real have called you to this task. I ask you to guard the rich beauty of our Anglican heritage, but also be willing to beckon the challenges that tomorrow may bring. I ask you to strive hard to make your diocese one that is firmly centering Christ and the biblical story, but one that is always open to new learning and truth, balancing faith and reason, and also science and soul. I ask you to guide your diocese with a sense of balance and a depth of curiosity, being firm at the center, but open to a full freedom of inquiry. I can assure you that God will give you all that you will ever need to fulfill your calling. Don't you ever doubt it or be scared. Don't be scared that God won't grant you a double share of His grace. Just strike with your crosier. Just strike with your crosier, having the faith of Elijah and having the faith of Elisha, and the waters of the Jordans of El Camino Real or anywhere else will open for you. Whatever bumps and bruises that happen to come along the way are just part of the job description that happened to be written in small print. May you receive a double share of God's grace. But be aware that a bishop with a double portion of God's grace is not expected to arrive at the pearly gates of heaven with a nicely preserved body, beautiful design and well-preserved vestments, or having a couple of million frequent flyer miles, with a long list of all the boards, committees, and commissions meetings that have been faithfully attended. My prayer for you is that your episcopacy will be such that at the end of your earthly pilgrimage, if necessary, you will skid in broadside and bump the pearly gates, arriving thoroughly used and totally worn out. At that point, you pick yourself up and hand out your mitre to St. Peter and say, wow, what a wonderful ride. Bishop Mary, may you be granted a double share of God's grace. Amen.
Hey, Bishop. It's been an honor and a privilege to get to work with you the last year and a half and watch the ways that you lead our diocese with curiosity and courage and creativity. I'll always remember our times of sitting on the porch at Sargent House together with our shoes off and dreaming about the future of our church and watching the neighborhood of Salinas go by. Thank you for teaching me how to leave space and how to balance laughter and leaning into the hard stuff. So go light up the College of Bishops in the city of Charlotte with your grace and grit. We love you.
Bishop Mary, I've been in this diocese for nearly 20 years, except that 7-year chunk in the middle. And I've watched us grow in health, confidence, and collegiality. I've seen us blossom into depth and maturity and stretch ourselves to grapple with the new realities around us. Many people have been involved in this growth, but you are the one who has nurtured and led us to this place. We absolutely would not be the diocese we are today without you. Your leadership has been loving and tough, wise and discerning, visionary and truly collegial. Your keen mind cuts through hogwash like a hot knife through butter, and your sense of humor helps us keep our balance. Your deep spiritual grounding and non-anxious presence, along with your keen insight into relationships and pressures in our diocesan life, have led us to real health. But beyond these wonderful skills and traits, you've shared yourself with us. You've modeled grace, honesty, and compassion. You have loved us well and we love you much in return. It's been a personal blessing for me to share my daughters and my grandchildren with you, especially your goddaughter. But your love and care for all in the diocese has been extraordinary and life-giving. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done and all you've been among us. We love you, we'll miss you, and you'll remain always in our hearts and prayers. Bless you.
Hello to all of my friends in the Episcopal Diocese of El Camino Real. I bring you greetings from the entire Episcopal Church and particularly from the House of Bishops in thanksgiving for the service of your bishop, Bishop Mary Gray Reeves. She serves as the Vice President of the House of Bishops, and she has done that for many years at my request during the entire time that I have been presiding bishop. Her wise counsel, her clarity, her ability to take all of the jangling discords of everybody's opinion and everyone's voice and help to bring them and to produce what Dr. Martin Luther King called a marvelous and beautiful symphony is one of her deep and profound spiritual gifts. But more than that, one of my favorite films stars Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz. And the title of the film is There's Something About Mary. El Camino Real, you know as well as I do, there is something about Mary. There is something about Mary that she brings the very best out of all of us. There is something about Mary that she can proclaim the good news of Jesus in ways that includes all of us and makes us actually want to follow him. There's something about Mary. She's a joy and a pleasure and a privilege to be around. There is something about Mary. She always finds a way to make sure that all voices are heard, that everybody is included, and that somehow we find our way together. There's something about Mary. Ask the House of Bishops. There's something about Mary. Ask your congregations. There's something about Mary. Ask all of the people of your diocese, whoever they may be. There's something about Mary. And that something about Mary Gray Reeves is something for which we give God thanks and something for which we thank her. My sister, it continues to be a deep privilege and honor to serve with you. And I thank God for you. God love you. God bless you. And may God hold you and those you love always in those almighty hands of love.
I'm Boom.
And I am Boom.
And together
we work for Kaboom!
So Bishop Mary,
Boom away!
you are about to take our leave, and we wanted to share with you a few of our thoughts about you.
Yes. First, it's been an honor to serve and minister our diocese with you and for you.
You brought to El Camino Real courageous leadership, which was really the most important thing you gave us when you first entered El Camino Real.
And you did it with a masterful way of teaching us how to be vulnerable and at the same time being strong.
You shared with us a special understanding of God's grace in a way that only God could work and minister through you.
And now the mission will continue. Will continue because you are going to be present with us. Continue to walking the way.
And we will continue to take the lead that you gave us as we transition into our time with Bishop Lucinda.
And that is a new grace that we receive. You are leaving us in a very strong place, and we thank you for that.
While we miss you, we know that you will continue to rest in our hearts and minds.
We are one in God, so you are present in our journey.
Remember, as you make your exit from El Camino Real, you're on a mission from God.